Hello everyone, I am Mr. Nope. Welcome to my channel. Based on my poor English, but I want to make this tutorial easier for you to understand, I have translated the video content into English and dubbed the video through AI, so please don't mind the weird robot accent. What I want to teach you in this tutorial is a complete set of systematic concepts and theories. The trick in this theory has actually existed for many years, but these tricks have not been systematically sorted out all along, just being casually used by different spinners in their combos. After watching this video, I believe you will have a deeper understanding of this concept. You can learn this type of trick faster than others, and you can create more imaginative extended tricks. In this video, I will focus on explaining the concept of this action. In the future, I will create several additional videos to teach some common tricks that are extended based on this concept. Okay, let's go. If you have been learning penspinning for a while and have communicated with other players on SNS, I believe you will often see the word JM. As mentioned in the previous title, JM is actually an abbreviation for Japanese motion. Translated into Chinese, it means 日本动作. The first person to propose this name was a French spinner, Fram. In 2013, he uploaded a tutorial video. In this video, he introduced a linkage commonly used by Japanese spinners, which looks like this. As is well known, in addition to some early linkages, like double charge, Korean fingerless thumb around reverse, most spinners actually do not have the habit of naming linkage. Because this technique is frequently used by Japanese spinners, so Fram directly named this technique Japanese motion. This may be a unique habit in Western culture of naming things after people or specific groups, like Fermat's theorem, Euler's formula, Newton's first law, Stockholm syndrome. If we don't look at the definition, it's difficult for us to directly understand what it is through its name. But such a name actually has its advantages, as it is more convenient for promotion and communication.
Wow, you can really do Japanese motion. Wow, you can really do Japanese motion.
Since then, the term Japanese motion has officially spread. But, regardless of the name, we still need to explore what the definition of JM is. Let's take a look at how Fram introduces JM. In Fram's video, he used two clips to compare the changes before and after the use of JM. Before using JM, the visual effect of the linkage is like this, and the visual effect of the linkage after use is like this. Although Fram did not clearly define JM in text, but it is not difficult to infer the concept of skipping unnecessary charges from the comparison between these two clips, and he also made quite a few extended links in the video. Since then, many spinners have begun to accept this concept. But I think, skipping unnecessary charges. This definition is not correct. It has two mistakes. It does not exist for skipping, and the charge is not unnecessary. Let's gradually analyze these two clips. The first clip. Palm down twisted sonic 2-3 to 1-2. Then palm up, pass from back to 2-3. Then palm down and do a charge. The last step is to do twisted sonic again. Fram believes that the flipped palm charge in this clip is unnecessary. So first we need to figure out why we need to do a flipped palm charge here. Because when the pen passes to this position, our index finger is on this side of the pen. And if we want to grab the pen from the palm side between the index and middle fingers, we need our index finger on this side. But at this time, the pen moves quickly and also blocks the index finger. We don't have time to switch finger positions. That's why we need a flipped palm charge, which can buy us more time. Then we can switch the index finger from one side of the pen to the other. Therefore, with the existence of this charge, it will be very easy to do this linkage. Our fingers can move very slowly and comfortably while keeping the pen moving at a constant speed. One charge can make fingers so comfortable. How could such a trick be unnecessary? Now let's take a look at the clip that utilizes JM. The first half is the same. At this place, we still need to switch the position of our index finger. So what should we do this time? You bet, speed up, the simplest and most effective method. Is the speed of the pen too fast? Will it block our fingers? Then our fingers move faster than the pen, making it impossible for the pen to block our fingers. See, flipped palm charge has been skipped, right? Then we can directly to do a twisted sonic. Now, using skip charge as an explanation seems to have no problem. But I came up with a question while breakdown. If this technique is skip charge, does that mean there are other charges that can continue to be skipped? I mentioned before that twisted sonic is a hybrid trick. This is twisted sonic, and this is pass. The difference between them is that twisted sonic increases the charge trajectory compared to pass. Basically, twisted sonic is equivalent to pass mixed with charge. So when I translated the penspinning trick name into Chinese, I called twisted sonic 弧旋传递, meaning charge pass. So, if I want to skip charge, why don't I also skip twisted sonic's charge? Why do I have to do a twisted sonic with a charge when my index finger has already switched to this position? If we really want to skip charge, why can't we try skipping all the charges? So I gave it a try based on my idea. Guess what? See, my index finger can switch directly to this position and catch the pen. I don't need to do an extra twisted sonic with a charge. And then, I realized that the core of this technique is actually not directly related to charge. We are actually using this technique while adding or mixing charge. So, the JM, it's not skip charge in combos that originally had a charge, but charge was added to the combo that originally contained this skill. Just like when doing geometry problems, we draw an auxiliary line in the graph to help solve the problem. Or for some physics problems, we will use the virtual method to assume some additional conditions and then derive conclusions based on them. And the charge in these two clips is such an auxiliary line, a hypothetical additional condition. Through this auxiliary line, we can more conveniently understand this technique. But it cannot be concluded that this is a technique for skip auxiliary lines. So, after my deduction and reflection, I have given this technique a brand new name. Axial seasick. Before explaining axial seasick, let me first explain what seasick is. Seasick is a very ancient technique. It looks like this. Its definition is, the hand moves at a faster speed relative to the prop to change the position of contact with the prop. It sounds a bit complicated. In simple terms, it means hand are faster than pen. Hand are faster than pen. The movement speed of hands or fingers is faster than that of a pen. So your hands can move on the barrel and switch the position of the pen. In fact, I don't understand why it is called seasick in the penspinning terminology. In Chinese, this technique name of is the same as displacement in physics. The standalone effect of seasick is very similar to an action in contact juggling. Isolation. There are many isolation tricks in juggling like crystal balls or cardistry. When we do seasick, the pen is in its original position and the finger switches to the other end. The effect is similar to isolation. Of course, when we actually use it in combos, it is more common to mix it with other tricks. For example, the most common one is to mix in a round trick. By seasick, we can move our fingers back to the starting position from the end, allowing do continuous. Like one of the most common power tricks, cunt bust. Of course, now we already know that cunt bust is implemented through seasick, but imagine that, if we don't have the concept of seasick, when we break down the cunt bust, we will say that in order to reset the hand to the starting position, we must do to pass like this. Now, using a skip pass technique, our fingers can be directly reset, and we can achieve cunt bust. Hold on. Does it sound a bit ridiculous? We never needed those two passes in the first place. The pass here is added extra and has nothing to do with the technique. Now, JM is skip charge is also a concept that cannot withstand scrutiny like cunt bust is skip pass. The flipped palm charge in Fell to Fram's demonstration clip was also added as an additional part, rather than a necessary part of the technique itself. So, let's go back to the initial question. What the hell is JM? How is it related to seasick? Okay. If you observe carefully, you will find that seasick basically occur on a plane. Yes, in our previous understanding, seasick was actually a planar seasick. But what if seasick can actually occur more than just on a plane? This trick has been used by spinner all along but has never been looked at, has finally unveiled its mysterious veil. This is the axial seasick. The hand moves at a faster speed relative to the prop to change the position of contact with the prop in an axial direction. Planar seasick. Hand are faster than pen, switching positions on a plane. Axial seasick is hand are faster than pen and switching positions in the axial direction. It should be emphasized that there are actually two types of axial seasick axes. One type of axis is based on the wrist, and its visual effect is like this. Another axis is based on the barrel, and its visual effect looks like this. And yes, you may notice that if your actions are done clean enough, they can also present an isolation effect. Flip the wrist, and hand are faster than pen. We will see in many spinners combos that they will twist their hands into an angle that we used to not see very often. This is also the special visual effect brought about by axial seasick. But there's one thing you need to know. Axial seasick can bring some special visual effects of wrist twisting, but this does not mean that the wrist twisting in this way is all axial seasick. I can twist my hands like this and just do some easy tricks which have nothing to do with axial seasick. So don't easily treat all wrist twisting trips as axial seasick. Some people even think that twisting the wrist at such an exaggerated angle is the true trick for JM. But to be honest, JM has many tricks that involve twisting the wrist at a normal amplitude, so we need to understand the core and accurately identify it. Just like regular seasick, axial seasick is also a fundamental trick. In the practical application of combo, most spinners do not perform this trick alone, but rather mix it with other tricks. So that's why this trick has been under everyone's noses for a long time, but most people haven't noticed it. Now let's take a look back at the previous JM combo clip and try practicing it using the theory of axial seasick. The first half still follows the same steps. At this position, we can try using axial seasick. flip the wrist, and hand are faster than pen. We switch our index finger to the bottom of the pen, and then link the twisted sonic. If your fingers still don't react quickly enough during practice, remember what I said, hand are faster than pen, so you can definitely slow down the speed of the pen. Practice with a slow speed pen and normal speed hand rhythm first. After becoming proficient, transition to a normal speed pen and fast speed hand rhythm. Now, I will demonstrate some axial seasick tricks. You may find that you have already learned many axial displacement techniques, and many of these tricks exist earlier than the Japanese motion demonstrated by Fel to Fram in the video. You just never realize that they all belong to the same series, and they are much easier than you imagine. Now, I can finally confidently say this sentence. It's not Japanese motion. It's not JM. It's axial seasick. Some people may not fully understand it, but it's okay. Next time, I will start upload the tutorial on axial seasick Turk, including hybrid tricks and combos. Perhaps it can help you have a clearer understanding of axial seasick. At the same time, you will also find that by combining the concept of axial seasick and learning these tricks, you can basically learn them in just a few minutes. Because it's really easy. And then, I would like to express my special thanks to these spinners. This issue contains many concepts, theories, and logic that I have developed through learning, organizing, and reasoning based on their videos and techniques. Thank you all for your contributions to the culture of pen spinning. Okay, if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. I am Mr. Nope. See you next time.